Hi everyone, just doing a quick visual review of these Baffin industrial boots. I managed to order these on Amazon from the Baffin store, and the original price is 280 Canadian dollars before taxes. But on the Black Friday sale, I managed to get it for $188 before taxes, which was a really good deal. And if you guys don't know, Baffin is known for making winter products, like cold rated to up to -50, -100 degrees Celsius. These boots specifically are rated to -30 degrees Celsius, and that's a typo that they have there. And it's the Premium Worker Hi-Vis model in black. And it's also non-metallic, which is good for cold environments. Steel is really a poor material for cold environments because they just are really thermally conductive. They suck the heat out of your feet and your toes and just make it really unbearable if you're in a cold environment for more than a couple hours. It's fully waterproof, and it has a high visibility strip, and it's advertised to be acid and oil resistant, and a especially grippy rubber outsole for ice, which is good for where I work in, because it's my workplace is on average -25 degrees Celsius, and sometimes the floors get really slippery. So this would be a nice gear to use. It's also engineered in Canada, but funnily enough, it doesn't say where it is made on the box. And I suspect it's made in China, because it's one thing to be engineered in Canada, but another thing to be made in Canada. And again, that's the slip resistance rating. It's in accordance with the CSA, which is a Canadian standard, Z195-14. And let's go and open it up. This is a pure unboxing that I have here. And that's the right foot, the right boot. You can see that's the Hi-Vis accent here. And these are, nice cushion pads for your ankle. And probably there's some insulation in there too. Another cushion pad here. Get a nice look on those lacing accessories. Let me just see here. It's tough to say, but it feels like plastic. Just the way the paint is on there and the finish. But again, it's actually not a very heavy boot. I forgot where I read it, but I think on the official Baffin's website, it said somewhere around 7 kilos per pair. So again, it's not terribly heavy for a work boot. And especially when you get to like the premium brands like Baffin, you're gonna expect it to be a little bit heavier, since they're going to be using more premium materials. And you can see here the stitching is quite nice. It has this really durable, heavy-duty leather here, which will withstand, scuffs and scratches, just normal wear and tear, a lot better than a premium leather. And then we have this textured rubber out to help, again, with the general wear and tear on the toe area. And just gonna check the side here. There it is, the official Baffin logo, Baffin Industrial. So even though they make industrial boots, they're actually a lot more well known for just making standard winter boots with the plain toe that can withstand, you know, snow and ice and wind. But they also have a pretty sweet industrial lineup. So there it is, Baffin Premium Worker, rated to minus 30 degrees with the CSA and the electrical shock protection. I believe it's also ASTM rated, which is the American standard, but I would have to double check that. Anyway, we can also check the outsole here. It's actually very nicely made. It's very grippy just by feeling it, and it has two different textures here. This is the inner side texture. You can see it's a nice kind of pebble design there, and then this is the tread design on the outer side, and this is the special technology that they advertise as the ice paw grip, which is supposed to be more provide more traction on ice than conventional rubber outsoles. And just feeling it, giving it a feel, I'd say it's very similar to how like a very fine grit sandpaper would feel like. Like if you ever run your thumb over some 800 or 1000 grit sandpaper, that's what it feels like. But there's no residue, I don't feel any. But it really does feel like that really fine grit sandpaper, which seems to bode well. It seems like it would probably do well on ice, and you know, really provide that extra grip needed for icy or slippery environments. Not exactly sure how well it would do in wet environments, but I would imagine quite good. Let's give you a nice little close-up on the treads there. It's a little bit different than what's advertised on the photos, and maybe I'll put a photo there on what they have it on Amazon, the pictures. But overall, it's identical pretty much in all the specifications that they have online. That's the US size 7, and it says oil acid resistant, and also has it in French there because Canada is bilingual nation. It has English and French as national languages. Yeah. And these are a very popular model they have because they have a inner boot system, inner boot insulated system they have that they're quite proud of actually. And apparently that it's inside the soles there. Beneath the soles there's a reflective material that instead of losing the heat from your foot to the ground, it reflects it back up. So I just wanted to give you guys a look inside the insole, and specifically underneath on what they have as the reflective material to keep the heat more contained inside the foot insole. You can see it has some, it's tough to say what that is. It's probably vent holes in there just to keep the condition a little bit more dry and breathable, especially for, you know, wicking up that moisture up above the boot to let it vent out and evaporate. But yeah, it's kind of like a gel material. It's similar to how Keen has their Keen Regen insole. Very similar to how that feels like. This is more like a rubbery feel, but this is like a gel. Yeah, not bad overall. But I do anticipate at least some arch pain or discomfort in the future. Like, that's not a bad arch support that they have on there. actually quite decent. But anyway, there it is. You can see it just kind of looks like the sunshade that you can put in your car, just to reflect the sun's rays from hitting, you know, your dash and your leather. Kind of the same concept, but instead it's reflecting the heat from your foot back into the foot just keep it more warm. And I did actually wear it for just a few minutes in the house, and it's at room temperature and my foot became really warm. So you probably won't want to wear this if it's more than room temperature, because that would probably... And this is just the, oh, looks like the light actually provides a better view of that. Look at that high visual accent shining up in the light from the camera. That's a really nice looking boot. The tongue is, I can see, is very nice and cushioned. And I can see there it is actually gusseted. It has a gusset on the tongue, which would prevent any kind of annoying wood debris and dust that would get in there, and, you know, like dig into your foot later on. And also would prevent, you know, water from getting in there. So it is truly waterproof, and we'll see what happens after wearing it for a while in terms of the breathability, because it's a double-edged sword. If once you have full waterproof, then breathability will be an issue, because you're going to be trapping in a lot of the moisture. And that's also what these boots advertise, is that they have a breathable mesh membrane, which is supposed to wick up the moisture and let your feet be comfortable by being more dry. Yeah, I can see it's a nice cushioned boundary here. This is an 8-inch style, and they have this one in the 6-inch, which by a different model name, but I didn't quite like the look of those. And they also had aluminum toes, which again, with metal, it's not the best in cold environments. You really want to stay away from metal materials and go for composite materials. Like, even now they have a carbon fiber in the toes, or, you know, some other composite generic, like a fiberglass-like material. That is pretty common nowadays in safety boots. There's the ankle or heel pull-up strap. It's a nice thick leather. Much better than my old pair of boots. And again, the big message I'm getting here is that this is really a high quality product, and it's not cheap. It's definitely up there on the price. But again, it's no Red Wing, which is, you know, going to have more quality control by being manufactured, you know, in the States. Just trying to give you guys different views of how it is. You can tell me, do you guys like that Hi-Vis strip there? I think that would look quite good. And also, especially if you're working in dark places, that'll help you stand out a bit more. And because again, safety is the name of the game here. It's not only style, but also safety. Some reviews online said that the toe area they found it to be narrow, but I think it looks, and that's because they have obviously an insulation inside there that might feel a little bit tight in the first few days of wearing it. But the company online and the website, they assured us that it will feel tight in the first few days, but once the insulation on the inside conforms to the shape of your foot, that will improve on the fit. So you shouldn't get upsize of the boot. It should fit true to size, but if you are half size, you should. They do advise going one size up because they're not made for half sizes. On my old pair of boots, I've been wearing thermal socks just from Walmart, and I've kind of been needing those because otherwise my foot won't fit well. It will have some forward and backward travel inside the boot. So with this one, I'm hopeful that it's more accurate, especially with the insulation and keeping my foot more snug in the fit without cutting off the blood circulation. And hopefully I can wear normal socks again, which again are better since it would help with the breathability, because I have been noticing that my feet have been sweating more often while wearing the boots. So yeah, these are the Baffin Industrial Premium Worker style boots. It's not a very creative name, but I don't think that's what they're looking for. They just want something true to the name. And so we'll see in a bit. I'll update you guys in a few months, maybe 1 month, on how they fit and feel while walking, whether they're light or they feel heavy, like big clompers. So I can feel it here. The hard material extends past this toe and past this area, even into the premium leather area up here, about right where my thumb ends, which is nice. So don't be fooled by this. This stitching here is just the ending of where this high durability leather is finished. So yeah, that's all hard material there. And they had this in the brown color, but I really thought that this black color was much more attractive, especially where you could it's more easier to maintain with polish. Once you polish a black boot, there is no comparison to that. It just looks amazing. Yeah, and it has a nice heel support, which is supposed to keep your heel locked in place. And since I'm going to be standing most of the day, standing and walking, this will be a much welcome feature on this boot. Okay, thanks guys, and thank you for watching.